hear His word. The Lord will touch us in a special way. Look past the person that is standing here, but connect with the Spirit of the living God. When somebody leaves their home to a place, they must get something. You cannot just come or go to business and just go away. You must go away with something tangible. That's proper. That's the way it should be. So I'm praying that this morning we will all live here with something tangible. Amen. The Lord will touch you in a special way. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. The school just reopened. Kids are so excited. They're all going back to school. Some are riding the school bus for the very first time. They're so excited. Some people, even adults, relocated to Pennsylvania. Some are moving out of Pennsylvania. Some people are newlyweds. Some people just have a baby for the first time. It's new to them. They've never perhaps had a baby before. Some people, even to stay awake all night, it's new to them. Whether you are a student, or perhaps you even lost a job, perhaps even you lost someone. The English language has a very interesting word. It's called transition. The word is transition. It's really, I like to think of it more. It's a change. When you make a transition, that's a change. It is a natural progression for all of us to have a change. If you fail to change, you will pretty much atrophy. You can't just stay, in fact, I remember when we were in high school, when we were taught there's something called geography, really. Physical geography used to be called. And one of the things that they used to teach us in those days was a river, for example. They would tell you something about the courses of the river. And I still remember vividly that there's something called a third course of the river, where the river begins to form things as it tries to enter into the ocean. You see lakes form, something called, there are different kinds of lakes the river will form, just as it exits into the ocean. So one terrible thing about some lakes is that they are stagnant, really. Life in there is not too good, because sometimes during the course of the river, the lake gets cut off. There's no renewal. Even if you wanted to drink water, you will not drink the one from the lake because it's standing. And so, all of us need a transition from time to time in our lives. If you have been looking for a job, if you have had the experience of looking for one, usually they have this thing they call phone screen. It's usually getting to know you, the human resource people talk to you, get a feel of who you are, what you bring to the organization. And you are encouraged to ask a simple question. One of the things they will ask you to, those who coach people looking for work, they'll say, oh, you should ask them some questions that will make them feel you are really interested in the job. Questions like, you should ask them at the end of that screening, what is the next step? And so this morning, the message this morning I would like to share with us is, what is the next step? And where is the Lord God of Elijah? What is your next step? And where is the Lord God of Elijah? In the text this morning, Elijah is leaving his servant Elisha. For Elisha, it is a transition. He has always been with Elijah. You, for all Bible students, you know that Elisha has had this big party. He has abandoned his family and has gone with Elijah. And wherever Elijah was, Elisha wanted to be there. That's how much the hunger, it is a hunger in him. There's something special about Elijah that has kept this man stuck to him. And so there comes a time that the man says, I'd like to have what you have. Not just what you have. I want to have twice of what you have. As you know, Elijah is the man that God had used to wrought amazing and wonderful miracles. And so the man, Elisha, now says, I want to have not just what you have, but twice. Question. You have only one. And somebody asking you to give them two. But you, that they are making this request, you had just one thing and they're asking, give me twice. And of course Elijah replied, that is a hard thing to ask. But that's really not the very focus of this message. And so he said, well, when you see me leave, if you can see me leave, then something special will happen. And of course, if you read, if you follow that passage, Elisha grabbed his mantle or his cloak in some translations, and then as the man went in a chariot of fire to heaven. That's the account of this passage. It's a transition. Before they had crossed the Jordan, it was Elijah. Now, you're on your own. His very next step has just begun. He has to go back. He has to go past River Jordan again. Just imagine that. This is the person who does all these things for me. Now, what do I do? What next now? What do you do? What is your next step? You are a student. You just graduated. And you are asking yourself, what next? The next step is a natural thing. It's a natural question to ask. And so this morning in the short time we have, I want to share quickly some things about the next step. Notice that in the next step of this man, Elisha, the challenge is right there. He has to cross the Jordan to go back. And it's interesting that a lot of people are watching. They say, oh, now that your master is gone, it will be interesting to see how you do. They were watching. Just look at just think of the pressure. Think. I really try to put myself in his position. What does he do? This is new to him. This is new territory. Often in life, you are presented with a new challenge, new territory. You have never done this before. You have never been divorced before all of a sudden. And here is the next step. You never seen somebody like this before, and here you are confronted with this challenge. What exactly will you do? The other thing you should know now, you are alone. The man that was in charge is no longer here. You are now alone. You are asked, what is your next step? What do you do? Some of us grew up in, it used to be that when we leave home, people cry. It's a mixed emotion. Those days when I was much younger, even at the airports, people weep. People, even the one that is traveling is crying. The people he or she is leaving behind, they are also crying. But you know, it's interesting the times we live in. There are places now, people are even saying, we don't even want you here. Please leave. But for anybody, even for a student, this is the first time he or she is going to live in a dorm, sharing with somebody else. It's new. There's anxiety, there's fear. Which kind of roommate are you going to have? Perhaps a slob? Perhaps a party animal? There are all kinds of things that will go around this person making a change. It's hard, it's tough. You just had a baby. You are not used to staying awake all night long. And here you are. Sometimes you already slept off and the baby is wide awake. It is new. One of the terrible things that can happen to anyone is to get stuck. You cannot get stuck in a particular spot. It is not good for you. The challenge for modern Christianity is getting stuck with the routine. Yes, I come to church. Yes, I close church and I go back to my house. It's routine. That is not an active faith. That is a terrible way to have faith. Quite honestly, for all of us, for me, for you, we should all be active in our faith. I'm going to enroll in a master's program. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that travel. I'm going to raise money for this orphan. I'm going to make sure that this kid gets an education. But now you have said it over and over. It's 1 year, it's 2 years, it's 3 years. You are still where you are. That is not good. That is not active Christianity. We all have to have an active faith. Praise the Lord. And so, your next step is paid. It will affect the rest of your life. It's a chapter in the history of your life. It doesn't matter how small that next step is. That's number one thing to do. It doesn't matter your age. Look for that next step. You may have been working and making all the money. It's now time to say, enough of the money. Now, I want to help somebody. I want to help somebody else know how to make money. That should be the next step. Be aware that even in the next step you take, there will be challenges. Remember that passage in Mark chapter 4? Jesus has asked the disciples, let's go over on the other side. In obedience, they agreed to go over to the other side. But that was the next step. They are leaving the comfort of this place where they were, and they were crossing over. And of course, you know the story in Mark chapter 4. There was a storm. And of course, they said, Lord, don't you care that we're going to perish in the storm? It was in obedience that they went. And of course, the Lord stood and rebuked the storm. And of course, they were amazed. And so, even when you take a little next step, there will be challenges. Also note, there will always be a message in the next step. Be very sensitive to the next step. Be very, very sensitive to the next step. If you look back, there were your classmates you thought would have turned out one way, but they have turned out another way. There is such a thing as the spirit of error. And so when we take that next step, be aware, you could make an error. And errors are terrible because you cannot undo them. Some errors are so terrible that how do you undo them? The next step is important. Why? Because that's how you grow. That's how everybody develops. If you are not taking that next step, there is a problem. You should ask yourself. As a matter of fact, every year, ask yourself that question. What is my next step? Where do I go from here? Something also you have to be aware, there is something called, what I call the second half syndrome. For those of you who know anything about sports, whether it's football or soccer, any game, we will always have a transition where there is a break and you give people rest, but you don't just give your players rest, but it's now time to take stock. What happened in the first half? For a whole lot of us, it's time to ask that question. You have the second half ahead of you. For everyone, there is the second half. And thank God, because He is a God of many halves. Not just the second half. He is a God of many, many, many halves. Be aware of your second half. You huddle with your players. You say you look at why the other team was beating you up in the first half. And you ask yourself, what do we do to correct this? I'll give you just a little example because in my background I used to play soccer. So your team is losing. You now find out why are you losing. That's the first question you ask. You know, normally the tendency is to point fingers. It's that player. But you as a coach, you look for the weak point. Oh, that guy is losing steam. He is not as fit as we thought. Therefore, his opponent always outruns him, and he becomes the weak link. What do? You bring in somebody else as a replacement in something we call a fresh leg. A fresh leg simply means someone who comes in to replace a tired leg. Because in that way, you are now matching your opposition. And so, in life, before you take your next step, that second half is key, is important. Take stock of the first half. How did I do? Some of us are trying to raise children. It's new to us. Some of us were not raised this way. We were raised differently. We were raised in a different culture. A lot of things, even in this culture, they are new to us. Sometimes when I try to explain to my children, they're looking, and I'm wondering, how can that be? I think I was giving one of them a small example the other day. You didn't come to sit side by side with your father in the living room. Now, was this a very good practice? No. But the reason for this is that there is a very large degree of respect. Now, this is this man's living room. I have to be invited to sit with him. Your own son, you invite him to sit with you. And you may ask, how can that be? Doesn't he have the freedom to just walk in anytime he wants? Yes, he does, but the culture says there is a delineation. He is the father, and you are a child. You have to respect his authority. And part of this over respect, I always like to call it, is to recognize that somebody actually owns this place. That I'm actually under this man. Sometimes it leads to subsidence, but that's really a different story. But the point I'm trying to make that for some of us, even this is new to us. for me to have a banter with my child in exchange. Even sometimes arrogantly the child may disagree. You didn't disagree with your father. You didn't disagree with your mother. You just say yes, you do it. Whatever they ask you to do. You didn't come with your own point of view. You have no point of view. It's yes, and you run, and you do it. Because the consequences of not doing it, it can be there. And so, for a lot of people, these are transitions. And you have to learn. Because if you do not learn, you will not grow. I had a gentleman work with us some time ago. His challenge was that everything became computerized. That's a World War II veteran who never used computers the way we were using it in the lab. And each time, the frustration was written all over him. Because he had to now learn things that have changed since the last he was a chemical engineering student. I mean, somebody was a student in the late 40s, and now you're asking him to do things that these young people would do just at the flip of their finger. And he faced tremendous frustration. But that is a necessary first step. And so we should all be aware of the second half of life, of transition. Be prepared also to do it alone, by yourself. One of the challenges of doing things the way you have always been is because you don't identify yourself with anything. Identify yourself with your own faith. I am different. You are created special. There can never be a copy of you. There can never be a carbon copy of me. No. There are things God said you must accomplish. It is important for all of us to find out what it is. Because if you don't, then why did I come here, really? Why were you created? Isn't there something that God said you should do? And that's why I keep saying, I think we should all be active, faithful Christians. Because it's only in the process, in that process of abiding, as we know in John 15:7. It's only just by abiding that it can point you to that direction. And so, before I conclude, I'm going to share some keys as what we need to do. Before you take that next step, ask God to order that step. I asked somebody, why didn't you marry so? I was talking to this young man. I said, but this person was so nice. What is wrong? What was wrong with you? He told me he did not want to live later in life, and said, I didn't explore all other options. So he didn't want to live with the regrets. I said, that's all? That's the reason? And he said, yes. And so, the first thing you do before you take that next leap is to pray that God will order your step. Because, why? Because God has seen it. He has seen the picture you have not seen. He knows what's ahead of you. And so, as long as you have His assurance, you are okay. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. The other thing you should avoid is to step back. Procrastination. Delay. I will do it. I will do it, but you never did. It's a terrible thing. God told Abraham, move. Go to this place. Don't say, oh, well, I will go when I am. That will never be the best time. Just go, like Nike says, just do it. Of course, keep your focus on God. Do not delay. Because all things, in the end, will work together for good, for his purpose, for they that love him, but above all, for his purpose, for your life. And why? The man asked, as he wanted to cross the Jordan, said, where is the Lord God of Elijah? It is a prayer. It looks like it's a question, but it is a prayer. It is not the mantle in his hand that does the miracles. He knows there's a power behind Elijah. And so he cried, where is the Lord God of Elijah? Do you know who the God of Elijah is? Have you asked that question? It's important to pray that prayer in your next step. Where is the Lord God of Elijah? Who is the Lord God of Elijah? It's the God that gave Elijah the key to heaven and he locked it up and there was no rain. It's the God that sent Elijah to an address. The address happens to be a brook when there was famine. The only place we could drink from. He is the God that sent the birds to feed Elijah. It's the God that when the widow's son died, even the widow had nothing, but God sent Elijah to the widow. And both Elijah and the widow, in the famine in the land, they were fed till the rain came. He is the God that raised, even when the child died. Elijah leaned over that child in his room, and the child came back to life. Who is the God of Elijah? As we go today, please, in your next step, call on the God of Elijah. It's the God that answered by fire. It's the God that Elijah called on. Fire came, consumed the sacrifice, and of course, got rid of all the prophets of Baal. And of course, there was rain in the land. The land revived. Where is the Lord God of Elijah? Please, let us rise as we share some prayer.